Hello Collective, it's Intuitive Pisces Moon and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're new here, welcome, and if you've been here for a while, thank you so much for your continued patronage. So today I was called to do a Divine Feminine reading. I believe that there's a lot that Divine Feminines are going through at this time. Not that masculines aren't, but just was called to tap into the Divine Feminine today. So if that sounds good to you, let's jump right in. And we're going to get some advice from our goddesses. And this is the Medicine Woman Oracle. All right. So let's start with this deck. And let's just see what messages want to come through at this time for our Divine Feminines out there. Spirit, what messages do we have for our Divine Feminines out there? All right, we have Be the Real You. Freedom, authenticity, uniqueness, and courage. All right. So with this card, I do feel very strongly that a lot of us are going through some solar plexus upgrades. All right. So all that yellow that's coming out right there from our solar plexus area, a lot of us are gaining courage, gaining self-worth, experiencing joy. So, I mean, there's a lot of things that go along with the solar plexus, but I very powerfully feel that in the collective at this time. All right, what else do we have for the Divine Feminines, please, Spirit? Okay. We have reality check, assessment, exploration, honesty, and determination. Okay, so are some of us spending too much time in our dreamland, like our la land, and not focusing as much on the three-dimensional stuff that needs to happen? So that might be what's drawing us to this reading today. Divine Feminines are dreaming up their ideal situations, but some are not coming back down to earth, if that makes sense. They're kind of staying out there in the ethereal realm with the unicorns. All right, what else, please, Spirit? Abundance, faith, optimism, excitement, and breakthrough. Okay, I love it. This feels very much like a progression of events. And at the bottom here, we have energy healing, holistic, well-being, thriving, and vibrant. Look at that. Look at all this green. That's heart chakra all day. I love it. So we have solar plexus here and heart. And those are also, you know, with the heart, big area of focus for the collective Divine Feminines at this time. And actually, I'm feeling very strongly too with masculines. They're in the same boat. So even though this is a feminine reading, I feel that it's all around. All right. So no one's excluded here. So with energy healing, some of us are getting into that, the healing modalities. All right. So whatever a healing modality means to you, however that resonates with you and your soul and your purpose, that's what you are looking into doing. So you are figuring out more holistic ways of living. You are figuring out more holistic ways of healing, and maybe even doing it for yourself as well as others. Okay, so there might be other people that know that you're working in a healing modality and are coming to you for advice, for your healing abilities. And I find that to be beautiful. So again, just think of yourself as, here it is, I create the life I want. That's what's bringing in your abundance. So dream it up, go out and heal some people, and abundance will follow. And then be the real you. To me, that's self-explanatory. You know, clearly we're not going to be able to go out and be an energy healer without being our authentic self. It's not as powerful. Think of it as and this isn't even completely accurate, but this is just where my mind went. At a pharmacy, you can get the name brand or you can get the generic. So the generic is like a knockoff. You need to be the generic, or I'm sorry, not the generic. You need to be the authentic, the name brand version of you, okay? And if you're coming out with any sort of mask or falsivity is where, that's the word that came to me, it's not going to come across as authentic to other people. So think about how well you can read other people's energy, and now consider how well other people are also reading your energy, okay? So this lady here is actually zipping off like a whole other version of herself, and I love that, because now we can think of this as this is the name brand, the real you, and you are unzipping and removing any parts of you that are false. Any parts of you that make you generic, just like everyone else, because that is not what the world needs from you. The world needs that real you underneath. Wow, this is pretty powerful here. I mean, it says it all right here. So we're going to dig a little deeper on this. This has been beautiful so far. All right, so let's get into the Medicine Woman Oracle. And I love this deck so much. Everything about it. It's beautiful. Okay, first one out is Deep Listening, Healing. Look at that, healing again. And Spirit of Earth. Wow. Listen to how all these correlate so much. Now, the healing took the place of the bottom of the deck over here. So, I mean, we could even still bring that out and look at it. So, Spirit of Earth, have faith, you are supported. That's the abundance, okay? That is earth energy. I just had a reading very recently about all this earth energy coming in, and it is about material wealth, abundance, being grounded, trusting that this is coming in. Now, over here we have Deep Listening. I invite you to inner silence where the world resounds. So some of us are in the midst of doing that, and that could kind of tie into the hermit mode. So as we are looking for who the real us, for some reason the royal we came out there, whoever we are looking for that is our authentic self, we are going within deeply and asking those questions. All right. And guess what? Your higher self is always going to answer that question for you. So you go deep within yourself, you say, who am I really? And your higher self is going to show you. Even if it's not in that split second or minute or day, you will be shown the answer that you seek. And then with this healing, this is just, like I said, we're healing. All right, so let's read on these. Okay, so for this first one here, Deep Listening, I invite you to inner silence where the world resounds. I am listening, the keeper of inner silence. I offer you this space to embrace the murmur of the world and the heart of all life. Open up your inner ear to discover my presence there and silence your ever-chattering mind. New languages now appear. The voices of birds, the melody of rivers, the wind blowing through trees. Spirit's messages can now come to you. So often we ask questions without listening to the answers. Deep listening is my medicine on your path of awakening the feminine. It opens the realm of feeling, letting you access precious experiences of sharing in relationships and with nature. With me at your side, your being enters into resonance with the world. Elders used to tell us to just listen and the answers would come. The funny thing is I actually said that earlier. So your guidance on this card. The time has come to develop a new quality of presence in your relationships or with the world. Be assured that the medicine woman grants you the magic of deep listening. The doorway to knowing someone Honor this gift. Listen to your loved ones without seeking to interrupt them or be right. Wonderment, joy, and communion can then bloom from the encounter, whether on a walk or before a beautiful landscape. Some silences become deep, in which looks, small gestures, and smiles prevail over speaking. In this living silence, only the essential is expressed. So I want to tap into that a little bit as well. So they're talking about deep listening. But I want to bring up a third option. Deep active listening. Now they're saying to listen to your elders' stories and not interrupt, not interject with your point of view. I want all of you to practice this, because this is a difficult thing that our society finds to do. It is almost always that we want to relate to another soul in some way. So as we're processing what people are telling us about themselves or about anything, in the back of our mind, we're already conjuring up the answer or response to what they're saying. And so what you're being called here to do is to leave that alone. Don't try to come up with a response or an answer. Revel in the silence. As the person in front of you finishes their story, revel in the silence. And talk about them and how they feel in that story or anything like that. Because the more you, I'm going to say, sidestep the present moment while you're talking to other people, you're robbing yourself of that present moment, because you're already thinking futuristically into what is my response to this. So, again, my ask of you is to just for one day try it. Try any person that you normally talk to and just listen and not feel that you have to respond with anything. In fact, you can even ask them open-ended questions to keep the conversation going, but it's not about you. And again, that's a difficult thing because again, we are nurturers, Divine Feminine. We want to relate to somebody and we want to make them feel safe and warm and welcome and at peace with something. Oh, hey, you experienced that? Guess what? I had a very similar experience. I can relate to you on that. But what happens is you're now turning a story from someone else and their, whatever it is, traumatic experience, loving experience, joyful experience, sad experience, and you're basically minimalizing it by saying, oh, that happened to me too. So there is a delicate way to approach this situation. With deep listening, it's not just about talking to other people, but it's also about listening to nature and signs that come to you in an audient sense, messages through songs. Okay? You might turn a movie on and something someone says in that movie is exactly the answer that you just asked. So there's a various amount of ways to not only get messages from people, but from our guides. So that's what that card is saying to me. Okay, so for this one, this is healing. I support you on the path of healing. I am the healer, she who protects midwives, wise women, and herbalists. I have inherited the magical knowledge of the cycles of life, death, and rebirth. Call me for a smooth birthing or to help someone cross the threshold towards death. My deeper wish is to give all my support. My medicine heals the wounds of the soul and banishes negative energies from the body. The art of potions, phyltres, elixirs, and medicinal plants holds no secrets for me. I dry, I cut, I grind, I sing. Trust in me, I am a powerful medicine woman, a witch. Your guidance. The time for healing has come. In the cycle of transformation, you are about to cross the threshold. What must you let die? From which tragedy must you free yourself? We come to this earth with a transgenerational heritage that we are here to transmute. It is time to heal the wound of your soul, to find its treasure, its pearl. Sorceress of modern times, you have in you both the poison and the antidote. Your great power. The medicine woman of healing invites you to find your own medicine. Explore medicinal plants, crystals, dancing, singing, shamanic practices, and say yes to your gift. Trust in the process and enter into the cycle of life, death, and rebirth. Okay. That's beautiful. So, again, I have said this also too in other Divine Feminine readings I've done, but our purpose is to heal ourselves. And as we heal ourselves, we then can share our healing with others. And it's not to say that we are healing others, because that's not what we do here. But we can lead them to the river to drink. And what that's doing is showing them that healing is possible and encouraging them to heal themselves. All right? So again, you can lead the horse or the unicorn to the water, but you can't make it drink. So that's one of the things that is a part of us that is dying off. We are now trusting that the part of us that is dying off is the need to heal people. Guess what? We don't do that. Every single person is responsible for healing themselves. There is not a thing we can do for them. They must do for themselves. And as they need to do for themselves, so do we. All right? It's kind of like the something about the looking at the wood in the eye, and you got a plank in your own eye. You know, don't worry about the little splinter in someone else's eye when you have a plank in your own eye. I'm not blaming you. Okay? It's just that a lot of that is deflection. What we're doing is we're focusing on somebody else's problems, and then we tend to ignore our own. Okay? That is human nature. So now we're being called to look at our own, heal our own. And in doing so, the collective will follow suit and heal themselves. But it's not our job to heal anybody else but ourselves. All right, let's get over to this next one. We have Spirit of Earth. Have faith, you are supported. I am the Spirit of Earth, Mother Earth, imprinted with the footsteps of her children, mountain, clearing, or desert. I clothe myself in color to manifest the beauty of life. I am humus, as close to you as your humanity can be. I am generous and fertile. I am life, in which you can lay down or retire in a cave. The plant world takes root inside me, producing sumptuous forests, prodigious orchards, and countless medicinal herbs. I provide shelter to the forest people, and minerals and crystals grow in my breast. I am your carnal principle, your guidance. This card reminds you that you are a daughter of Gaia, our primordial mother. She invites you to plunge your roots into her earth and ground yourself and manifest your dreams. Support your health with fruit and vegetables from her body. Medicinal plants and clay are powerful allies for you. Perhaps you are having trouble bringing a project to life or finding your rightful place. The spirit of earth in your reading renews your faith. Reconnect with your inner earth, your uterus, the seat of feminine power. You are safe. Lovely. Lovely. So, the word faith is on both of these cards. Okay? Faith, optimism, excitement, breakthrough. Have faith, you are supported. That just in itself is all the reason to do this. Because you don't have to worry. Like, you're good. All right. Let's jump over to... This is believe in your own magic. So just a couple other things to go along with this. All right. Nostalgia. Focus on the here and now. Yep, that did come up earlier in the reading. So again, we're not thinking futuristically. We're not dwelling in the past. What is the most important is the moment right now. Whatever you're doing right now, it is the most important thing. We have Clover. Release your guilt. So, whoever needs to hear this message, if you are holding on to some guilt over something, go ahead and release it. It's time. Bitch fire. Stand up for yourself. That is the do no harm but take no shit mantra. That is basically saying, I only look sweet and innocent. That is fuck around and find out. Feather. Think first before you judge. Very, very important. And actually, we shouldn't be judging at all. Lest we be judged. Judge not, lest we be judged. It is also love thy neighbor. You know, whatever else you want to throw in there with that. But nobody enjoys being judged. And here's the sad thing. And again, I'm not calling anybody out, but I want to tie this into how our society has interwoven this into us. They want us to categorize everything. What is this? What box does it fit in? Okay. If it fits in that box, then it can't fit in this box also. Oh, now I'm confused. It's 2 things. Oh, no, wait, it's 5 things. So... That's what I'm gathering. It's like the need to put things in a box and categorize something. So that's what we're coming away from. All of us are infinite beings with unlimited potential. And we don't have a title. You cannot fit us in a box. Okay, we're wild and free spirits. So, if you are being harshly judged, that's the thing to let go. And stand up for yourself and say, look, I'm not that. Whatever it is you think I am, I'm not that. And if they don't get it, bye. And that might be what somebody's feeling guilty about. I don't know how that ties in with that, but somebody just threw that out there. So somebody's feeling guilty about that. All right, what else do we have, Spirit? Garden. Something lovely will grow from this. Look at that. Look at all that earth energy. This is why we do it. And lioness, you have earned all your stripes. Yep. Sure did. All right, and then at the bottom of the deck here, we have flower. Be honest with yourself. So that's a lot of the be the real you and this reality check. Some of the inner work is hard. It's hard to do because we do have to face those truths of what have we been avoiding? You know, what do we need to look at within ourselves? It's a hard conversation to have with yourself. Sometimes it's your inner child that needs the conversation. Hey, inner child, why are you digging your heels in on this? You know, what's the problem? And then resolve it. Give your inner child some love and say, I got you. It's not a problem. All right. Let's see what goddesses want to come out. All right. What goddesses have advice for the divine feminines today? What goddesses have advice? We have Athena, inner wisdom. You know what to do. Trust your inner wisdom and take appropriate action without delay. There it is. You already know the answer. All right, we also got a couple here. Mary Magdalene, unconditional love. Love yourself, others, and every situation, no matter what the outward appearances may be. So that also goes along with the judging thing. So no matter what the outward appearances are. And then we have Brigit, don't back down. Stand up for what you believe is right. And I love that she's holding that little inner fire. That's what we all hold within ourselves. So the more you harness that fire, the brighter it will burn. So the more you suppress it, you know, the smaller the flame will be. So what lights your fire? Go do that. And then bottom of the deck, we have Austera, fertility. It is the perfect time for you to start new projects, access new ideas, and give birth to new conditions. I love it. All right. This has been a beautiful reading, Divine Feminine. I am so glad I did this today. I think a lot of us needed to hear and see this, and just to kind of know that, you know, we're here, we're supported. We have so many beautiful things coming our way. We just got to let go of a lot of old crap first. All right, everybody. So make sure you go within so you never go without. Fill your own cup up with love before you go and fill someone else's. Keep in mind that I'm a beacon of light, here to help guide you through the darkness. I thank you so much for joining me today on this Divine Feminine reading. May you all be blessed with happiness, health, wealth, abundance, and love. Thank you again. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.